Today's short video is going to be simply about knowing your numbers as a junk removal business owner. Because far too often, I speak with a lot of people who really don't know how they're getting their jobs in or what they're paying to acquire a job. And this is really important because I know that all of you are looking to grow, and it's really hard for you to continue your growth in a way that's a little bit more predictable if you don't know what's helping you achieve at the moment so that you could double down on it to continue your success and your growth. So a few examples of knowing your numbers would be having an understanding of your marketing costs, right? We'll start there. Me coming from a marketing agency background, you should have a feel for not only what your cost per conversion is, which means how much does it cost for you to get a phone call or a form submission or inquiry. And number two, what is your cost per acquisition? So you'll take that number and factor in your booking percentage. So for numbers' sake, let's say that it was $30 cost per conversion for you to get a call or form submission. And you booked 50% of your jobs. So you would close 5 out of every 10 calls. All right. If that's the case, then your cost per acquisition would be $60 because you're closing 1 out of every 2 calls and it costs you $30 for each call. These are things that you should have a general idea on at a minimum, because now you'll get a feel for what it costs you to do business. So then you can reflect that upon your business. So you may find you might need to increase prices. You might find that one of the resources you're using for marketing isn't working quite as well as you thought. I'll give you guys an example. Spoke with someone a few months ago, and I was just talking with them, getting to know their business, seeing how things are going. And they told me that they've been doing Google Ads. I said, great. How's that been going for you guys? And they're like, well, we think pretty well. I don't dive into numbers too often, but it seems like they're performing well. And I said, well, I've been on calls before where people have told me that they think something's performing well, and sometimes it's not performing quite as well as they thought. So you should connect with your company that's doing this for you and start to ask them, what are your costs per conversion? Get some of those numbers just so you know. And if it's great, awesome. You'll find that out, and at least you'll know what it costs you and how you're really doing. And he found out that it was actually quite the opposite. He was doing horrible with his Google Ads, and that the numbers weren't what they thought they were. And he was asking people, hey, where did you find us? They were saying on Google, and he was thinking that it was from the Google Ads, when in reality it was actually from his organic presence. They were finding him organically on the Google Map Pack. So that's where most of his calls were going. So he's paying to have Google Ads done for him, and come to find out they really weren't performing well at all, and they're actually hurting his business instead of helping it. Now imagine if he continued down the road with this another 5-6 months, what may have happened. And he's simply lighting money on fire at this point, because from his perspective, when we spoke afterwards, he said that they were doing horribly. So he was actually losing money at this point running Google Ads. This is an example for you guys of why you should know your numbers. You should have a feel for how many people are calling you organically. Great. Well, then maybe you double down on organic even more and start putting out resources to help you there, especially if you're already seeing success, which you should be doing that anyway. Paid marketing, whether it's Google Ads, Facebook ads, Yelp, if you're running Yelp ads, if you're doing posts on Craigslist, if you're using yard signs, you should have a way to track these as best as you possibly can to see what your return on investment or on your time is. All right. Because without an understanding of those things, it's hard for you to know for sure what's been successful, what's failing, and then to take that information and scale from there. So some of you that might be stuck, I'd be willing to bet that a lot of you who are stuck probably don't know most of your numbers. And if you were able to take some time to put resources together to figure them out, you then may have an idea that will take you to the next level, or at least a vision of how to get there based on that data. So if you don't know your numbers, please do due diligence, figure them out. If somebody else is running your campaign, speak to them, ask them. They should be giving you that information and that data. And then you take that data and make educated decisions on what you need to do to continue to move your business forward. I hope this helps you guys. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment. Let me know what you're doing to track your numbers, and that may help some other people who are looking to do the same. And as always, I appreciate you guys for watching the channel.